Can I live here? I love it. Isn't it so cool that so cute, look at the plate. Hello friends, we are in Mendoza, Argentina. We just flew in this morning from Buenos Aires and I am so excited to be here, guys, because if you watch my channel, then you know that I am a huge wine lover and Mendoza is home to the Malbec, which is a type of red wine that, from what I've tasted in the past, is one of the strongest red wines. Like the alcohol percentage is usually 13% or above. It's definitely more of an evening wine for me. But Mendoza is really the main place where this type of wine is made because of the soil conditions and the altitude and the climate. It makes it perfect for growing this type of wine, and I'm gonna have a lot of it. But right now I am in our Airbnb. We are going to be staying in Mendoza City. I wanted to stay at a winery hotel actually, but they were so expensive. They're like at least $200 a night, and this Airbnb that is beautiful, and I'm about to show you guys a tour, this costs $43 a night. And we did rent a car because we wanted to be able to not just go to wineries, but go see some nature as well. And so we just thought that renting a car would be easier. And it's actually really easy to drive here because Mendoza is quite not a remote area, but it's very sparse. There's really not a lot of people here. And I've mapped out a few wineries and it's just gonna be a lot easier to rent a car. We do have a winery to go to later, and that's where we're gonna be having our first meal here, a nice lunch. So before we go eat, I wanted to show you guys an Airbnb tour because this place is beautiful. And again, I cannot believe that this costs $43 a night. We are staying in an upstairs loft. The host was super nice. She greeted us and checked us in. This is the entrance here. And you guys, tell me this does not look like it's straight out of Architectural Digest. Look at these wood beams. This is the main living room area. There's a nice little daybed with a window. And I was telling Andrew that if you get too wine drunk, you can take a nice little nap here underneath the sunshine. Just look at all these little details. I love the wood. And this is a dining table. It was so nice because the host went and grabbed us a bottle of red wine right before she checked us in. And you guys, look at this bar area. Isn't it so pretty? There's also a little outdoor area, and look at this setup. There's a little stool there, and you can look outside. And this is the view. And then here we've got the kitchen, which you can separate with this sliding door here. But there's a microwave in here, a gas stove, coffee machine, and an electric kettle, and then the fridge is right here. And then here's the bedroom. Got some wardrobe space here. And then the bathroom is here. It's so nice and spacious and clean. Andrew and I have stayed at far too many Airbnbs lately that just honestly have not been clean. And this is just spotless. Love it. It's so hard to believe this was $43 a night. In an amazing location in the city of Mendoza. This is what our neighborhood looks like. It really reminds me of California a little bit, like the suburbs of California. Just look at this weather. It's so beautiful. Whoa, guys, we are at our first winery in Mendoza. This is so cool. I'm excited. Our lunch here was at Bodega Los Toneles, a beautiful winery that's also famous for its on-site restaurant. A lot of wineries in Mendoza are known for their food, but it can be pricey because many times they are multi-course farm-to-table meals. We decided to treat ourselves this day, and the restaurant here is called Abrasado, known for its dry-aged steaks. What is this wooden thing? Okay, I better not touch anything. I'm so excited. They started us out with a sparkling wine. I think it was similar to a rosé. Very refreshing on this hot summer day. While we waited, we also noticed this underground wine cellar behind Andrew. I would love to implement one of these in my house one day. We started out with some assorted bread accompanied by balsamic vinegar and olive oil that they produced themselves. Every course came with a new wine, so we tried a 2021 Cabernet Franc next. Our first official course was a beef empanada. It was nice and flaky on the outside, and inside the beef was so tender, almost like a stew. Look at what slow drinkers Andrew and I are. This is our first welcome drink, our second wine, and our third wine. We continued to get refills on our wine by the lovely waitstaff as we waited for our main course, which was dry-aged steak, seasoned simply with flaky salt and black pepper. I got mine medium rare, but I feel like it came out a little overcooked. The steak honestly was very tough to cut through and was very chewy, but I'm guessing this is how dry-aged beef should be. I don't know, I'm not a steak connoisseur. Despite how tough the meat texture was, I still really enjoyed the depth and the umami-ness flavor of the dry-aged steak. Our dessert course was some kind of vanilla ice cream with honeycomb and white chocolate. It looked amazing, but I really didn't like it. Every component was way too sweet and it just didn't work with each other. Overall, it was a lovely meal that I'm glad I tried once here in Mendoza. Oh, and after this, we went back and took a big fat nap because we were truly food and wined out. I got a vermouth cocktail. No idea what it is, but it looks so pretty. I like that they put olives. Andrew's watermelon lemonade.
We don't like it.
Tastes like medicine.
Sardine.
Anchovy.
Or
No, let's taste it. This place is so good. It looks like a trendy little tapas place, but the food is actually really good. Like the tomato ceviche. It's not that the tomatoes taste like fish, but it's just the whole flavor profile does taste like ceviche. And the tomatoes are perfectly sweet and tangy. And there's so many different kinds of tomatoes, so different textures in your mouth. Yeah, little crunchy corn nuts. Highly recommend this spot. And this is like perfect little sidewalk seating. You can enjoy a nice little cocktail. It's like such a vibe. Oh man, it's good.
this wood.
No sugar. Gracias. Oh, so cute. Look at the plates. That's a pancake, they said. And then my first media luna here in Argentina. This is what they eat for breakfast. It's like a mini croissant with horns. Ooh, this is nice and crispy. This morning, we drove about an hour to see the Puerto Rios Dam, a picturesque dam located on the Mendoza River. When I saw pictures online of how blue and beautiful the water was, I knew I had to see it. The drive there was so scenic as we cruised past vast vineyards and got closer and closer to the snow-capped Andes Mountains. Whoa, I think I see it. Wow, look at that color. Oh my goodness. A lot of this landscape actually reminded me of where my parents live right now, San Bernardino County in California. I can say that this is probably the most beautiful dam I have and will ever see. It's a huge dam, so there are multiple points along it that you can stop and see it. I don't think you can go swimming in the dam, but some people rent kayaks, and it's just generally a nice place to pull out a chair and sit. Look at that dog saying, "Where are you going, guys? I want to go too." guys, this is the most beautiful water. It is like such a deep, opaque azul. It looks unreal. It looks unreal. And look at the backdrop of the snow-capped mountains. Okay, wow. The water's super calm and peaceful. There are a couple of little kids kayaking, but other than that, it's really just like a dam where you take pictures, chill, you can have a little picnic, and just marvel at this color. Look at how close we are to Chile. We're here and Chile's right there. We're literally at the border. We just tried to do a little waterfall hike, and on Google Maps it's called Cascada de Angel, but we couldn't find it even though we drove right to it on the map, and then we even drove past it to see if we missed it, but couldn't find it. If any of you guys have been there, let me know what's up with that. Anyways, so I just booked a last minute winery reservation and we're gonna go do that next. We got frutilla, which is strawberry here in Argentina, by the way, because usually I'm used to fresa being the Spanish word for strawberry. Here it's called frutilla. That's this one, and then we got raspberry with passion fruit. After ice cream, we pulled up to the Carmelo Patti Winery. It might be tough to find it because it is hidden on a residential street, so make sure you see this big black gate and you're at the right place. This is a small, rustic wine production only operated by Carmelo Patti himself, an Italian winemaking veteran, and his daughter. How rare is it that you get to do a winery tour guided by the actual owner and name on the wine bottle itself? This was such a precious tour. Now note that his tours are only in Spanish, which didn't stop me from wanting to take the tour, but I did not understand most of what he was saying. Despite the language barrier, I loved seeing their warehouse and how they store their bottles, how they package them. Even without understanding what Carmelo was saying, I could tell just by his tone and body language how passionate he is about winemaking. The tour ended with, of course, wine tasting. He went around and gave everyone pours of 4 types of red wine, each one so distinctly different from one another. It has like a leather taste, leather, tobacco, something dark and dangerous. Grand
So it's a blend.
The best and craziest part of this whole wine tour was that it was free, which again shows how generous and down-to-earth Carmelo is. If you're looking for a different and special kind of winery experience in Mendoza, please come here. I could not recommend it enough. Just heated up some empanadas that we got yesterday. A must eat when you're in Argentina. This one is a vegetable one. And we got these last night at this place called Atípico Empanadas. It's an empanada shop that's only open at night from 7 to 11 p.m. And so I just heated these babies up. We're gonna have a little pre-dinner snack. Oh man, it's good. I've had many empanadas, but Argentina's empanadas are baked, which makes them different from the usual fried ones that I get. It actually is really nice because it's a pretty thick pastry and it's still kind of flaky a little bit, but it doesn't feel heavy or greasy. Oh man, this one's filled with so much cheese. It's good, huh?
Nice.
Highly recommend this empanada shop when you're in Mendoza. That was such a cool wine tour we just took. I can't believe that, first of all, it went over time. So it took about an hour and 40 minutes when online it said it would only be an hour. And it was completely free. If I were to check in a bag, which I'm not because I'm a carry-on person, I would totally bring a couple of bottles back to New York. But I don't want to carry all of it. The taste will just last in my memory. Mendoza is a very walkable city here in Central. But what's really interesting is that there are all these ditches or like almost like open gutters, I think, but they're, I don't know, decently clean. Just be careful. Don't text and walk at the same time. Otherwise, you're really gonna fall into one of these.
Right? Oh, right.
Oh, it feels so good. It's so hot outside.
Oh, Jesus.
We are at Plaza Italia. Today we have a pretty chill itinerary. It's gonna be our last day in Mendoza. All I wanna do is take long walks, go to the park, and then we have one winery reservation at 3:30 p.m. I was actually going back and forth about this thermal pool slash spa here. It's called Termas de Cachoeira, and it's by the Cachoeira River. It's at the foot of the Andes Mountains, and it's like this really big, almost like water park where the water is the thermal water from the river. And it looks beautiful. There's like a spa section, a pool section, a hot spring section, and people spend usually like a full day there. However, a couple reasons why I didn't book it. One, I was going back and forth on it, and now the reservations are all taken for today, so no tickets available. And then two, I was reading a lot of Google reviews about how the water is not clean, about how it gets really crowded in the summer, and right now it's summer here, about how people get their stuff stolen because you have to pay extra for lockers and even towels, and just how it can be a very like unpleasant experience. So I decided not to do it in the end because I just don't want to spend half of my day being somewhere where it's really crowded, because I hate crowded places. I feel like a thermal pool slash spa is supposed to be relaxing, and I don't know if those reviews are true or not, but it doesn't sound relaxing to me. So I decided to skip out on it. But if any of you guys have been there or recommend it, let me know. Let everyone know in the comments below. Maybe I'm missing out. I don't know. But yeah, let's go and start our day with some brunch. You guys, this is the cutest brunch place ever. It's set in this courtyard that's very big and bright, and the sun feels so nice right now. The ultimate brunch spread. We have both sweet and savory. So pretty. This one really looks more like a croissant than a medialuna. Look at how flaky. Do you see how many layers there are? Oh my god. It's so good. Really is the pastry of my dreams. it is. Wow. Oh my gosh, there are so many bees. I don't want to get too close. I think this is honey. So it's like extra sweet for them. Peaches are in season right now. And I've been having peaches every day here. We are going to our last wine tasting now, and I wanted to give you guys some quick info on how it all works here. Mendoza produces 75% of the country's wine. So before coming here, I was honestly very overwhelmed with the amount of wineries that exist. There are hundreds, if not thousands. So I just didn't know which ones to pick, which ones were good. There are small wine productions, and then there are really large like estate vineyards that are world renowned. There are a lot of wine regions here, some of which include Maipu, the Uco Valley, San Rafael, and then the one that's closest to the center of Mendoza City is Lujan de Cuyo, which is where we're heading to right now. It's about a 20 to 30 minute drive away. So even if you wanted to Uber, in case you don't have a car, you can do that too. I actually did quite a bit of research on the wineries that I wanted to go to before I got here. I think I was a little over ambitious because I chose like 6 different wineries and we only ended up going to like 3, including this one. I'm gonna put a list of the wineries that I pinned down below in the description box. You do have to reserve your wine tastings, and it's really easy to reserve. Most of them you can do online, or if not, you can WhatsApp or email them and they get back to you really quickly. And also some of them include food, some of them don't. Like the one that we went to yesterday did not have any food at all. Some tours are in Spanish, some are in English. All of that information is there when you reserve the wine tasting online. Oh, damn. Wow. This one's a fancy one. Oh my God. Wow. It's beautiful. This is so pretty. It's like a fairy tale.
It's a protection against hail season. That's why we have it there. It's quite dark because of the maturity. They taste good, and they have certain flavors, certain characteristics.
We just finished the wine tasting and now we're enjoying the rest of our wines out here. Look at this beautiful backdrop, you guys. We're literally sitting right by the vineyards. Highly recommend this vineyard. It's not only amazing because the tour is so thorough and our guide was just amazing. I asked her a bunch of questions about wine in general and she was so knowledgeable. And then the grounds are just beautiful. Like, it reminds me so much of Italy. Love their Mil Amore, which is their signature unique wine that's only grown here, made out of dried grapes. And they adopted a traditional like winemaking technique from Italy to make this very unique wine. So happy. Literally look at this, guys. Can I live here?